Even more corpses here. Good riddance.
The serenity in the eyes of the granite statue seemed to infuse the air around the shrine. This place feels like a refuge from all harm, a place where fortune favors the fleeing. For the first time in what feels like forever, you feel safe. You know this is the statue's gift. You know the feeling will not last, but you feel the statue smile. You feel it embrace you. You fall into the most... A skeletal arm reaches upward, grasping at empty air. It lunges at you, violent fingers grasping only air. Now free, the arm thrashes furiously. It doesn't relent until wriggling out of your grasp. The arm hits the sand and goes rigid. Its wrist rotates like a compass needle, a single bony finger pointing toward... what?
unmistakable. How did noxious bulbs end up here?
These plants look truly sinister. They're arranged in a ring. Is that a natural occurrence?
They lost! Open the chest! Open it! John! This is ours! Get lost! It's a great chest! Open it!
Bloodied and sad, a severed head sits on its stick. Its eyes snap open and dart from you to the nearest noxious bulb, and back to you again.
Open the chest there! Go on! You know you want to! Open the chest! There's loot in it! Open the chest! What? Go on! Live a little! Try something new! Open the chest! See what happens! You only live once!
A sly look passes across his face.
You won't regret it! Or, to put it another way, you won't live to regret it!
A severed head sits rotting on a stick. The last vestige of an ear juts from above its too prominent jawline. A fly buzzes about its nose. Its eyes open. It looks at you. When it speaks, it struggles to move its impaled jaw.
I don't know who you are, but hear this. Don't open the chest. Don't open the chest. Don't listen to him. He's crazy. He wants to die. He does. I'd help you. I could. He'll kill us all. Don't open the chest. Help. Help. Just don't open the chest. I'll help. Also, oh, you look like a good sort. Could you scratch our nose?
The severed undead head looks at you with puppy dog eyes. You're touched and revolted. You lean across and scratch the dead head's nose.
It's a great chest. Open it.
Skin sloughs from the nose onto your finger. You shake it off. It won't come off. Pretending to pat the man's head, you wipe your finger in his hair.
Open it.
Oh, thanks very much. That's it. Oh, that's it. That doesn't mean you can open the chest, because you can't. Sales story. Usual story. I this state again a good and rotten worker. I was a professional. Lost my head for it. Oh, and it turned out lost iodine. Iodine. The history! You only have to ask. Just don't open that chest. The island was Ruckus Rix's foundry. He had stuff here the likes of which no one had ever seen. Weapons, swords and stuff, you know. Stuff you wouldn't want your errands, folks, to know about. Ruckus Rix, they used to test stuff on prisoners in the fort. Wasn't nice as you asked me, but work is work. Hard to know with what with my head on a stick. I don't get all the news from across the island. He had a lot of stuff in a lot of locations. We were Aesilders, see? We constructed labyrinths. Ruckus himself said the one with the gargoyles was the best aid ever. Right before he cut off our heads. Oh, no. Oh, no, you don't. Ask the Aesild doesn't give away the king's secrets. I list are sealed. I list. I'll say nothing is what I mean. True. Mind you, several of our cousins survived the Howley Luddites. Luddites. Massacre! Slaughter! No, you're not all evil. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We are Ulster Hayes Elders. We construct the finest labyrinths. We do not give away our secrets. Do your worst.
The head closes its eyes. The conversation is over.
All we're saying is don't open the chest, or bad things will happen. Exploding things. We all look the same to you, do we? One head's as good as another, is it? Well, that's just lovely. Now don't make things worse. Don't open the chest. If you open the chest, bad things will happen. Not nice things. Bad things. See those bones, plants? The flora all around us, I mean to say. It'll go off.
The head's eyes widen in horror.
You wouldn't kill perfectly innocent heads like us just to see what's in a chest, would you? There's no honor anymore. None of...
The head closes its eyes. The conversation is over.
Get lost! Don't own the chest!
Get lost! Eyes on fire!
You hardly recognize him, but there he is, Alexander. You're shocked to see a sorcerer's collar around his neck. He seems so different now compared to how he looked back in school. You see him coming for you. You saw what he did to the others. You pray, you pray, you pray, you pray. You were a genius maze builder. Clear of mind, sharp of wit. You built an invisible staircase, useful to those who may find it.
Voidwoken, we meet again.
Vermin, thieves, pests, leeches. This world is ours. Fall, die, pass away. Your essence
More of them.
feeds us.
These beasts are damn persistent. Glory is mine.
You will not be spared. Your time is up. Squash the vermin. Hang the thieves. Ours. Ours. You are ours. We are the many and the all. We were first. We were first.
They can keep calling us vermin, but we'll just keep putting them down.
We are the beginning and the end. We will return.
must follow.
I belong to you. You, strange voice, are the one who's lost.
The corpses of voidlings lie in heaps around you, a miasma of cursed fluid pooling at your feet.
Those filthy beasts were like rats. A swarm most vile, but vanquished as a matter of course.
A curse, this vile island. It'll be the death of us unless we find a way out.
They came wave after wave after wave. Relentless. Jolly good fun, actually.
No sooner have you rung the ornate bell than the face of a lizard woman surfaces from behind a rock up on the ledge before you. Her stare is as sharp as the bolt eyeing you from atop her crossbow.
Stand back and keep your hands off your weapons. Convince me you're no Magister, or draw one last deep breath.
I will not. You do not wear the collar of oppression. Explain. I have heard of this woman. No Magister would know. She can deceive our enemies, but sadly she cannot escape them. You do not share this weakness, as your presence here attests. I apologize for the steel-tipped welcome, but lives are at stake. Hold on, I'll let you up.
With one graceful motion, the lizard throws down a tangled mess of vines for you to...
Come, ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here, but the Great Mother provides for all. Be welcome to this sanctuary. Amadia's eye in the storm.
The Red Prince interrupts as you're about to speak.
This woman is a dreamer. I can see the answers spinning in her eyes. Do rest your legs for a bit while I question her. You're too kind.
Red Prince and the Dreamer exchange courteous pleasantries, as if they're finding themselves in a palace hall instead of a death-ridden swamp. She introduces herself as Bahara. To your surprise, they next lie down on the ground in a seemingly warm embrace and fall asleep. What follows, though, is far from peaceful. They claw and thrash as if struggling for dear life, caught in the hold of some hideous nightmare. Then they wake, haggard, exhausted. They speak of a vision, Bramos, and another red lizard.
Praise the daylight. I am now. There was death in that dream, chasing me like 100 hungry lions. But at least I've new directions. When we escape and find ourselves on the mainland once more, I must search for Bramos the Wanderer. Then I will finally know the truth, the very secret of my soul.
You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead. My name is Bahara. Like you, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name and praised be her starlit eyes. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple, but she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I am forbidden to leave my watch, and there is no need for formality. Gratiana will receive you as you are. You'll soon find her. She never strays far from the statue of our goddess. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The Seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the Shrieker's shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield or hers to crush, and in that knowledge, I am content. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, divinity. For the others, the dungeons. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. Have you never heard of them? From the tales they tell of Brachus Rex. They were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain they endured was so terrible, their screams turned to solid lightning. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep and returned these horrors to the surface. As you wish. My knowledge is but a pond. Gratiana's is the sea. It is the sea you should speak to. It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy and sanity where mad Brachus Rex would experiment to his dark heart's content. There are ruins in the marshes, stonework vultures that perch above the king's long-buried treasure. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death, weapons, and vile magic. The nights here are long and lonely, but I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone. The heydays of Brachus Rex. Haunted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Brachus Rex. He went too far. Source was never meant to be harnessed in weaponry. May Amadia curse his soul for turning creation into destruction.
Sure you would be. Samadel, this is the one I told you about.
The dishevelled lizard eyes you with hope. though her hope is tinged with mistrust.
Han tells me you helped him out of Fort Joy. For that, you have my thanks.
We helped each other. That's what sorcerers need to do nowadays.
Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here?
He'll be back, Samadel. I know he will. He has to.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope. Have you heard of Shriekers?
Han looks down with a flinch. Samadel reaches out, grasping his hand. Her jaw tightens.
They're weapons that can kill with a screech. The Magisters patchwork them from living sorcerers. Don't misunderstand me. We're not afraid to fight, but the priestess of the shrine, told Gareth some ancient secrets. Some defenses that could be found in Brackus' armory. And he went there, in the hopes of finding it. Whatever it is. You're kind to offer. But you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your talents can be most used. Now, Han, let's take a look at your nasty leg injury.
Catch you later, Skipper. It's good you're here.
Fine, I swear. See to the others. Oh.
The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do.
The woman wrings the blood-stained rag in her hands anxiously.
Magisters aren't known for their mercy. Many of us died. And the ones here will likely follow the same fate, by a slower road. The Magisters sank our ship. Then we ran into more of them on the shore. They had these shrieker monstrosities. They're these wretched beings mounted on crucifixes. They nearly wiped us out with a single blow. We fled, those of us who still could. I've done all I can. Their wounds are too great. All I can offer them now is prayer and a cup of water. If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. Magic? All I've got is my own two hands and...
She trails off and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack. I'm just the cook.
Please! Take the pain away.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
It hurts.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
Do what you will. Just don't cause them any more suffering. Focus on your breathing, James.
In an instant, my wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you. The Magister flagship. It has ballastay that tore our ship into kindling. A shard from our own mast pierced my side. I'm lucky the others managed to haul me all the way here. Especially after I saw what the Magisters did to those of us they captured.
He shudders at the memory.
They turned the living into shriekers. Crucified wretches that unleash pure destruction on anyone who tries to pass. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life. As it is, all I can offer is, well, it's...
He owes you his life. You have my thanks.
I feel better.
Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to be
Fine, I swear. See to the others.
You healed me. How did you... Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last.
I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw were these things, these shriekers. Those Magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us.
If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. It'll have to do. Thank you.
Bring them all back from the brink. And how do you have so much power?
You've healed us. All of us. I owe you a debt. We all do. The Magisters attacked our camp back at the harbour. I caught one of their arrows right in my side. That would have been a slow death. I've seen it before.
He lands a comradely slap on your back. His strength has definitely returned.
Don't you doubt it. This old war serpent's still got some fight left in him. Especially now that wound is healed.
I'm alive!
Water, please.
Wished, bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things, anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? Beast, eh? On the run from Fort Joy, are you? A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You met Verdus? Oh, then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. You, a Godwoken? Surely not. Though if Verdus said so, you could be important. But there's no way to be certain until we've left this blasted island behind us. Verdus was Godwoken. He was a powerful sorcerer, in the vein of Lucian the Divine. He had the potential to succeed Lucian if he mastered his powers. But now that won't happen. If you're the same as Verdus, then we have to get you away from this place. Someone's been killing the few Godwoken that are out here. Likely that dog Alexander. He's a Godwoken too. A failed one as far as I'm concerned. I can imagine he won't want any upstart Godwoken taking what he figures to be his birthright.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much easier said. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave.
The young man throws a furtive glance towards the shrine looming out of the water nearby. Then...
The masked priestess, Gratiana. She gave us shelter here and told Sir Gareth how to stop the Shriekers. But she unnerves me. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more. Sir Gareth? He's the finest seeker I know. I'm honored to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone horribly wrong. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise, we'll get you as far away from this place as possible. Please, ask. Whatever helps. We came to free an elf called Verdus from Fort Joy. He was a Godwoken. He could have been the next divine, but we failed him. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a Godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, a true successor to Lucian will never rise. None. He set out to find those source weapons, and that's the last we saw of him. The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
The beasts of the sea. Stories of your beard alone fly across Rotherham like flocks of crows. Fair a bit more inland than you prefer, yeah?
The dwarf beams. His excitement at meeting a fabled freedom fighter is tempered only by the fretting human keeping him company.
Please, Armadi, bless and protect your humble servant.
Operation Downfall. To people like them, war's a pageant, ain't it? The Queen puts on a show and the peons stand on their neighbours' bones and applaud her pluck. That Lohar, I know the guy. Calls himself an entrepreneur, but that's just a fancy word for thug. Got his finger in every pie in Driftwood. Reckon he's still there. Ain't the trout making that place smell so fishy. Oh, but I've forgotten my manners, and Mama didn't raise no cave troll. Name's Duggan it is. Oh, and this here's Leia. You gotta be sick of that collar. Leia, you can get him fixed up, yeah?
Leia shakes her head and returns to her sulking.
Gareth is... he's still not back. He could be hurt, or worse.
If we didn't need her to remove Urda's collar, she'd be safe somewhere far from here. And now the rescue's scuppered. It were all for nothing. We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy. Shiny collars and all. Gareth and the Seekers ambushed the caravan and freed us. Saved every one of us from that hell. But now he's off searching for weapons to take down them Shriekers. And all we can do is sit here, thinking about the Godwoken we didn't save.
From fragments to Hull. From their past to our future. From their hope to ours.
She ain't detailed, but she ain't wrong. The Godwoken are our hope that a new divine can be born. Someone to replace Lucian and push back them Voidwoken. Someone to restore order and protect the source. I'd speak to Exeter if you want to know more. There's ways, but I ain't privy to them. One thing I do know, mind. The Voidwoken have their number. They react to Godwoken like no one else.
Barking dogs in wolves' clothing. Teeth in the sea. Teeth in the swamp. Teeth in the air.
Aye, there's enough of them about. But don't you worry none. Gareth will be back soon. Then we'll be home in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy, but now he's off searching for weapons to take down them Shriekers. And all we can do is sit here.
The dwarf starts to sing soft.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry.
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear.
Blood and bone. Fire and smoke.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. The dwarf starts at the sound of your voice, gripping the woman's arm for a moment before he relaxes.
New faces. Hope you weren't bushwhacked by the Magisters too. This one's seen a lot today. She were in the middle of it all when the Magisters unleashed their Shriekers.
Howling dogs and men. Friends silently screaming through stitched mouths.
He puts his arm around her as she starts to song.
She's delicate at the best of times. I asked Simone for something to help her relax, but Gareth's the only one who truly keeps her calm. If we didn't need her to remove Urda's collar, she'd be safe somewhere far from here. And now the rescue's scuppered. It were all for nothing. What do you think, Leia? Can you help?
She averts her eyes, staring at the ground.
You'll have more luck getting Dallas to unlock them. The poor girl's not in her best mind without Gareth. I wish, friend, but there ain't nothing you can do, and there ain't nothing I can do. Gareth's the only one that brings her out of herself. Without him, she's... well...
Duggan lays his hand on her shoulder, squeezing it tight as tears roll down her cheeks.
Maybe we should fortify this place. Make us down.
Now that's a kindness. Thank you, friend.
No, we don't have the time. Think, damn it. Gareth would know what to do.